Americans age 60 and older reported more than $7.7 billion lost to fraud in 2025. Let that sink in. That is not just a number. It is a warning flare. A phone rings. A text lights up. A voice sounds familiar. And in minutes, a retirement account, a savings cushion, or a lifetime of trust can start to vanish. The scary part is this. Many of these crimes do not look like crimes at first. They look like help, love, urgency, and authority. Now bring that closer to home. In Ohio, state officials say elder abuse and financial exploitation remain serious threats, and the crimes are getting smarter, faster, and more digital. This is no longer just about a fake caller or a shady stranger. It is a hidden system built on stolen data, pressure tactics, loneliness, and fear. That is why some of the most dangerous scams in 2026 start with something that feels normal. So in this video, we are counting down the 10 crimes targeting Ohio seniors in 2026, from the ones you expect to the one almost nobody sees coming. And yes, number 7 is especially dangerous because it slips past the brain before logic has time to catch up. Watch closely, because once you see the pattern, you cannot unsee it. And that knowledge could protect you, your parents, or someone you love. Number 10. AI voice cloning scams. It starts with a call that feels too real to question. You hear your son, your daughter, or a close family member. The voice sounds exact. The tone, the emotion, even the small pauses feel familiar. But here is the hidden truth. AI can now clone a human voice with just a few seconds of audio. Criminals pull clips from social media, voicemails, or videos. Then they rebuild that voice using advanced tools. Your brain is wired to trust what it recognizes, and that is the weakness they exploit. In high-stress moments, logic shuts down, and emotion takes control before you can verify anything. The system behind this scam is built on speed and pressure. The caller creates urgency. They say there is an accident, a legal problem, or a sudden emergency. They push you to act fast and not tell anyone else. This is not random. Behavioral studies show that when people feel panic, they make decisions up to 70% faster and with less accuracy. That is exactly what criminals want. They do not need hours. They need just a few minutes of fear, confusion, and trust. And once money is sent, it becomes almost impossible to recover. So here is your defense plan, and it must be set up before the call ever happens. Create a simple family safe word that only close members know. If a call sounds urgent, ask for that word. No word, no action. Always hang up and call back using a saved number, not the one that called you. And most important, train your mind to pause. Even 5 seconds of calm thinking can break the scam. Because once you understand the pattern, you stop reacting emotionally and start responding with control and clarity. Number 9. Medicare and insurance fraud evolution. This threat does not begin with a phone call. It begins with your data already in the wrong hands. Over the past few years, millions of medical and insurance records have been exposed through leaks and breaches. Criminals collect this information and build detailed personal profiles. They know your name, your provider, sometimes even your recent visits. So when they call, it feels official. It feels routine. But this is the hidden system. The more accurate the information sounds, the less you question it. Your brain sees familiarity as safety, even when it should not. Once contact is made, the scam follows a precise pattern. The caller claims there is an issue with your coverage, a missing payment, or a new benefit you must confirm. They guide you step by step, keeping the tone calm and professional. This is not pressure. It is controlled trust building. Studies in behavioral science show that when someone speaks with authority and uses correct personal details, people are far more likely to comply without hesitation. The goal is simple. Get you to confirm sensitive data, or worse, redirect payments into their system. And because the interaction feels normal, victims often realize too late that something is wrong. Your defense must be based on one rule. Never trust incoming contact, no matter how real it feels. Do not confirm your details on the spot. Do not follow instructions given during the call. Instead, pause and take control. Hang up immediately and contact your provider using the official number on your card or website. Set up alerts for any changes in your account so you can spot unusual activity early. And most important, shift your mindset from trust to verification. Because in this new system, information is the weapon, and your awareness is the shield. Before you go, ask yourself this: which of these scams could quietly slip into your life without warning? And would you catch it in time? Share your thoughts or a real experience in the comments, because your story could protect someone else watching right now. If this opened your eyes, watch our previous video to stay one step ahead. And support us, because we put hours of deep research and effort into every piece. So please subscribe to our channel. It is just one click. Number 8. Fake utility shutoff threats. This scam works by targeting one powerful human trigger: fear of losing control over basic needs. Electricity, water, gas, these are not luxuries. They are survival systems. Criminals know that when someone hears, "Your service will be shut off today," the brain reacts instantly. It shifts into urgent problem-solving mode, not careful thinking. That is the hidden mechanism. The threat feels immediate and personal, even if it is completely fake. And because utility services are part of daily life, the message does not feel unusual. It feels like something that could actually happen at any moment. Once the pressure begins, the scammer follows a tight script. They claim there is an unpaid bill or a system error. Then they introduce a deadline that feels impossible to ignore, often within hours. This creates what experts call time compression, where your brain believes there is no space to pause or verify. They may demand payment through unusual methods like gift cards or direct transfers. That is not random. These methods are hard to trace and almost impossible to reverse. The goal is to push you into acting fast before your logical mind has time to step in and question the situation. Your defense starts with one critical shift: slow everything down on purpose. No real utility company will demand instant payment through panic or threats. If you receive such a call or message, stop and break the pattern. Do not respond, do not pay, and do not engage further. Instead, go directly to your official account or call the company using a trusted number. Check your billing history yourself. And most important, train your mind to recognize urgency as a warning sign, not a command. Because in this system, the moment you feel rushed is the moment you are being targeted. Number 7. QR code phishing, caching. This threat hides in plain sight. A simple black and white square. A QR code. You see it on parking meters, restaurant tables, mail letters, even inside buildings. It feels modern, fast, and safe. But here is the hidden system. QR codes remove the step where your brain checks a web address. You do not see the link. You do not question it. You just scan and trust. That small action creates a direct path from your phone to a malicious site designed to look real. And because there is no typing involved, your guard drops without you even noticing. Once the code is scanned, the attack moves quickly but quietly. The fake site may ask you to log in, confirm a payment, or enter personal details. It often looks identical to a real service. This is not by accident. Criminals design these pages using visual cloning techniques that trick your brain into recognizing them as safe. Behavioral research shows that when something looks familiar and requires minimal effort, people are far more likely to comply. This is called low-friction deception. There is no loud warning, no obvious danger. Just a smooth, convincing experience that leads you to give away sensitive information without resistance. Your defense depends on breaking that automatic habit. Never scan a QR code from an unknown or untrusted source, especially in public spaces or unexpected messages. If a code asks for payment or login details, stop immediately. Instead, manually type the official website into your browser. This simple step puts control back in your hands. You can also use your phone's preview feature to check the link before opening it. And most important, shift your mindset. Convenience is not always safe. Because in this new landscape, the easiest action is often the most dangerous one. Number 6. Romance scams using deepfake images. This threat does not begin with money. It begins with connection. A message appears. Friendly, warm, and consistent. Over days or weeks, trust builds slowly. Then comes the hidden layer. The person you see may not even exist. Criminals now use deepfake images and AI-generated faces that look completely real. These faces pass reverse image searches and feel unique. Your brain reads eye contact, smiles, and expressions as signs of truth. But this is the system at work. Emotional trust is being engineered, not earned. Once the bond feels real, the strategy shifts. The scammer creates a shared story. They talk about plans, struggles, and future meetings. This builds what experts call emotional investment. Studies show that when people feel emotionally connected, they are far more likely to ignore warning signs. Then comes the turning point. A sudden problem appears. It could be a medical issue, travel block, or financial emergency. The request for help feels personal, not suspicious. And because the relationship feels real, the brain defends it. Doubt feels like betrayal, so victims often silence their own instincts. Your defense starts with one hard truth. Real trust takes time and real-world proof. Never rely on photos or video alone, no matter how convincing they seem. Always move the interaction into the real world before investing emotionally. Request a live, unscripted video call with unpredictable questions. Watch for delays or unnatural responses. Most important, never send money to someone you have not met in person and verified independently. Talk to a trusted friend or family member before making any decision. Because in this system, the deeper the emotional pull, the higher the risk of manipulation. Number 5. Grandparent Emergency Scams 2.0. This scam has evolved from simple deception into data-driven manipulation. It no longer relies on guessing. Criminals now study social media, public records, and online footprints to map out family structures. They know names, relationships, travel plans, even recent events. So when the call comes in, it does not sound vague. It sounds deeply personal and alarmingly accurate. The voice may even match a loved one using AI tools. This is the hidden system. Familiar details lower your defenses before the lie even begins. Once contact is made, the pressure builds fast. The caller claims a grandchild or relative is in trouble, an accident, arrest, or emergency situation. They often beg you not to tell anyone else, creating isolation under urgency. This is not random behavior. Studies show that when people are cut off from outside input, they are more likely to make emotional decisions without verification. The scammer may pass the call to a fake authority figure, like a lawyer or officer, to increase credibility. Each step is designed to push you deeper into a controlled emotional tunnel, where fear replaces logic and quick action feels like the only option. Your defense must break that isolation immediately. Never act on a single call, no matter how urgent it sounds. Pause and create distance from the situation. Call another family member directly using a known number. Ask questions only your real relative would know. Most important, set a family emergency verification plan in advance, including code words or shared protocols. Keep personal details off public platforms whenever possible. Because once you understand the pattern, you see the truth clearly. Real emergencies can wait for verification, but scams depend on your silence and speed. Number 4. Investment crypto and retirement scams. This threat targets one powerful emotion, the fear of missing out on a better future. It often begins with a message, an ad, or even a friendly introduction. The opportunity sounds simple and promising. High returns, low risk, fast growth. But here is the hidden system. These scams are designed to mirror real financial success stories, making them feel believable. Criminals use charts, fake testimonials, and professional-looking platforms to create the illusion of legitimacy. Your brain sees patterns it recognizes, and that creates a false sense of trust before any real proof exists. Once you engage, the experience becomes highly controlled. You may see your investment grow on a dashboard. Numbers increase. Profits appear real. This is not luck. It is a simulated environment built to hook your confidence. Behavioral research shows that when people see early success, they are more likely to invest even more money. This is called reinforcement bias. The scammer encourages you to increase your investment, often suggesting limited-time opportunities. But when you try to withdraw funds, delays begin, fees appear, excuses follow, and eventually, access is cut off completely. By then, the system has already extracted as much as possible. Your defense depends on slowing down and verifying every step. No legitimate investment guarantees high returns with no risk. Always check if the platform and advisor are registered with official financial authorities. Speak to a licensed financial professional before moving any money. Never trust dashboards or screenshots alone. And most important, separate emotion from decision-making. If an offer creates excitement or urgency, pause immediately. Because in this system, the promise of easy wealth is often the first sign of a carefully designed trap. Number 3. Tech support remote access traps. This threat begins with a moment of confusion. A sudden pop-up appears on your screen. It flashes warnings about viruses, system failure, or stolen data. It may even lock your device or play a loud alert sound. The message looks official, often using logos from trusted companies. But here is the hidden system. The goal is not to fix your computer, it is to control your reaction. When fear and confusion hit at the same time, the brain looks for immediate help. That is when the scam presents a solution that feels urgent and necessary. Once you call the number or click the link, the next phase begins. A calm, confident voice answers. They guide you step by step, asking you to install software or grant remote access. This is where control shifts. The moment you allow access, your device is no longer yours alone. The scammer can see files, passwords, banking details, and personal data in real time. They may even show fake problems on your screen to justify their actions. This is called authority manipulation, where the victim trusts the expert role without questioning it. By the time payment is requested, the victim already believes the threat is real. Your defense must focus on one simple rule. Never give control of your device to someone who contacted you first. Real tech companies do not send random warnings or ask for remote access without a request. If you see a pop-up, close it immediately or restart your device. Do not call the number shown. Instead, contact official support through verified channels only. And most important, stay calm when something feels urgent. Because in this system, panic opens the door, but awareness keeps it firmly shut. Number 2. Porch and delivery theft networks. This threat looks simple on the surface, but behind it sits a coordinated system built on patterns and timing. It starts with something as routine as an online order. A package is scheduled. A delivery window is set. But criminals are watching these patterns closely. They track neighborhoods, follow delivery routes, and even monitor social media posts where people share purchases or travel plans. This is the hidden system. Your daily habits are being mapped without you realizing it. And once a pattern is clear, the theft becomes quick, precise, and almost invisible. The operation itself is fast and calculated. A vehicle moves through the area, sometimes following delivery trucks at a distance. The moment a package is dropped, the window of risk opens. In many cases, theft happens within minutes. This is not random chance. It is timed interception. Some groups even use spotters or cameras to track activity in real time. Behavioral studies show that when people expect a delivery, they feel a false sense of security, assuming it will remain safe until they retrieve it. That gap between delivery and pickup is where the system strikes, turning a normal moment into a silent loss. Your defense must focus on breaking that predictable window. Never leave packages unattended for long periods. Use secure delivery options like lockers or require signatures for high-value items. If possible, schedule deliveries for times when someone is home. Install visible cameras or smart doorbells to deter quick theft attempts. And most important, limit what you share publicly about orders or travel. Because in this system, predictability creates opportunity, and small changes in routine can shut that opportunity down completely. Number 1. Caregiver financial exploitation. This threat does not come from the outside. It comes from inside the circle of trust. A caregiver, helper, or even a known contact slowly gains access to daily routines, personal habits, and financial details. It starts small, helping with groceries, managing bills, handling cash. Over time, this access turns into quiet control over money and decisions. This is the hidden system. Trust is used as a tool, not a bond. Because the relationship feels safe, the brain stops questioning small changes, even when those changes begin to add up. The exploitation grows in layers. A small withdrawal here, a changed password there. Sometimes documents are signed without full understanding. In other cases, the caregiver may isolate the person from family or outside contact. This is not accidental behavior. It is gradual boundary shifting, where each step feels too minor to challenge. Studies show that when trust is established, people are far less likely to suspect harm, even when warning signs appear. By the time the pattern becomes clear, significant financial damage has already been done, often without any immediate alarm. Your defense must focus on shared visibility and control. No single person should have complete access to finances without oversight. Set up dual control systems where two trusted individuals review transactions. Use automatic alerts for withdrawals, transfers, and account changes. Schedule regular financial check-ins with family members or professionals. Most important, encourage open communication without fear or pressure, so concerns can surface early. Because in this system, silence protects the abuser, but awareness and shared control break the cycle. And once that control is in place, trust becomes strength again, not a weakness to exploit. What you have just seen is not a random list of crimes. It is a clear pattern of how modern threats are designed to control behavior, not just steal money. Each scam, each tactic, each method follows the same hidden structure. It creates urgency, emotion, and trust, then removes your time to think. That is how control is taken. And when control is lost, it is not just your wallet at risk. It is your freedom to make clear decisions, your confidence, and your sense of safety in everyday life. These crimes are evolving because they target how the human brain works, not just what you own. At a larger level, this means the battlefield has shifted. It is no longer about strength or intelligence alone. It is about awareness and mental control under pressure. The people who stay safe are not always the most tech-savvy. They are the ones who recognize patterns early and pause before reacting. Because every scam depends on speed, silence, and emotional response. The moment you slow down, question the situation, and verify facts, you break the system completely. That is your real advantage. Not tools, not luck, but the ability to stay calm when everything feels urgent. So the real takeaway is simple but powerful. Protection today is a daily habit, not a one-time action. It is in how you answer calls, how you handle messages, and how you respond to pressure. Small decisions, repeated consistently, build a strong defense over time. Because in this new environment, the biggest risk is not being unaware. It is believing this could never happen to me. Once you replace that belief with awareness, you take back control. And when you have control, you protect not just your money, but your independence, dignity, and peace of mind. Before you go, ask yourself this. Which of these scams could quietly slip into your life without warning? And would you catch it in time? Share your thoughts or a real experience in the comments, because your story could protect someone else watching right now. If this opened your eyes, watch our previous video to stay one step ahead. And support us because we put hours of deep research and effort into every piece. So please subscribe to our channel. It is just one click.